GSA, also known as the General Services Administration, in partnership with the Department of Veterans Affairs, has a contract program available where private sector companies can pre-negotiate terms, conditions, and pricing of their products and services so that when a federal buyer is ready to make a purchase of equipment or services, they can literally pick up the phone and call a vendor directly, circumventing the traditional bid processes, and buy directly from those vendors without having to make those vendors jump through a lot of red tape. Obviously, to get involved in that program requires an exhaustive application process, and we'll talk more about that process in just a moment. But I want to drill down into the GSA VA program today and show you the schedules, show you what categories of products and services are available to you. And if you are one of those vendors out there that's afraid of being lost in the reshuffling of this industry, pay close attention today. I think you'll find the next 3 or 4 minutes to be incredibly insightful. Here is an overview. The website that we're looking at here is called the fss.va.gov. This is a federal website. It is the main website for the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. Specifically, this is for the VA Federal Supply Schedule Service. Now, what does the term schedule mean? Well, we'll just read this. Under delegated authority by GSA, the VA manages 9 multiple award contracts for medical equipment, supply, pharmaceutical, and service schedule programs. With over $10 billion in sales, the VA FSS service supports the healthcare requirements of the VA and other federal government agencies by providing customers with access. By the way, customers in this context is the federal buyer and the end users in the VA. So by providing those end users and those buyers in the VA with access to over 1 million state-of-the-art commercial products and services. So what that means is there's 9 different multiple award contracts available. Now here's how that works. I'm going to click on this link here that says 9 multiple award schedule programs, and we're going to look at each category. You can see here you have a schedule number 665IB. That's for your drugs, pharmaceuticals, and hematology-related products. You've got 652A, which is your medical equipment and supplies, 652F, patient mobility devices, and so on. So we're just going to click on one. For example, we'll click on 652A. So I'm not going to go through every single one, but I'll start to read some of these. Category A1, adhesives and tapes. Category A27, brush sponge surgical scrubs. Now here's what this means. A federal buyer is allowed to come into this program and click on a number, click on a company's catalog, and go directly to their product line and spend directly with these vendors. For example, this AdScope 605 Infant Gray, offered by Bayside Medical Supply. I can come in here as a federal buyer and say we need to buy 1,000 of those items. Cart total price $41,000. I can literally check out and purchase that. Use a GSA issued credit card and buy that item. Now think about that. If you were to try to win this opportunity through federal bidding, it would take you 6 months to complete a $41,000 sale. But inside of the GSA program, for the vendors that have been awarded their 5-year contract, their pricing, their terms, their conditions are already pre-approved. So a federal buyer can come into this system, spend up to $1 million per order without requiring the vendor to go through the process of public bidding. That's what makes the GSA Schedule program so unique and so lucrative. And looking back at the categories, you can see oxygen concentrators, home care, pumps, patient feeding, beds and mattresses for medical use. The list will obviously go through it's a very comprehensive list, and in each category you'll find the vendors that have gone after that category. And by the way, you don't have to pick and choose. As a vendor that's going after your GSA contract, the GSA's requirements are very simple. You must have done at least $150,000 in sales in the category that you're going after. And you must have been in business for at least 2 years. Moving back to this schedule, you'll see, again, when we go look at the comprehensive list of, when we're looking at all of the different categories, we saw medical equipment and supplies. Then we've got patient mobility. That's going to be your wheelchairs, ramps, etc. You've got your in vitro diagnostics, reagents, test kits, and test sets, x-ray equipment and supplies. And look at your professional and allied healthcare medical staffing. You've got everything from physicians, pediatricians, anesthesiologists, dermatologists. You're going to have your nursing assistants, your registered nurses, nurse practitioners, chiropractors, etc. Many business owners are very surprised to hear that the federal government outsources a tremendous amount of business in these categories. When you get into the federal supply schedule as a vendor, you've got a 5-year contract. You're allowed to renew your contract 3 times for a total of 20 years. It is imperative that you look at the GSA program as an option.